Okay, welcome back, vintage gamers. I wanted to do a quick little apology as I try to figure out how to win and stream again together. I've had a really hard time balancing content and play and streaming and talking with chat, and it's resulted in a lot of losing recently. And I think the one person who that affects the most is actually me. I was redoing the video I was doing the edits for the video from yesterday where I played 4-color Zenith, like a fun meme pile. And I lost the ending match due to time in like 100 different ways. There were like 100 choices I could have made that instantly won the game at like every single moment, and I didn't choose any of them and lost. And I think I lost my mind redoing that video. And I know for me watching that, if I was watching a content creator do that, I don't think I would ever watch them again. So, shout out to anyone who's still enjoying that content. We're going to try to zoom in today and try hard a little bit. I was going to play Esper Saga today to practice for the showcase for next week, but honestly, Esper Saga just tilts me way too hard. I was playing a practice league of Esper Saga. I tinkered for Citadel. I bricked with a Saga on top of my library, and my Lutri Shop's opponent untapped 3-balled me, and I lost the game. And so, I don't know about that Esper Saga. I do think Esper Saga is like a super good choice right now. It's going to beat up on Bazaar. It's going to beat up on the initiative Tinker decks. It's going to beat up on an initiative, but I don't know. I don't think the deck's for me. So today we're going to play Doomsday, one of the best decks in the format. A deck I think is quite strong. A deck I'm pretty bad at, I would say, but maybe we'll learn some things today. I'm going to try to ignore chat for the most part when constructing Doomsday piles. What I'm going to do is talk through my thought process, make a Doomsday pile, and then I will read chat. But I want to try to do this with my own thoughts and see how far we can get and what that does. This is pretty standard Doomsday list. There's some personal changes. I'm playing a Lotus Petal and 2 Dazes because I would like the deck to be a little better at playing on turn 1, turn 2 combos. I am playing a Watery Grave to prevent us from being Wasteland Surgical extracted. I'm playing a Duress instead of something like, I don't know, a Spell Pierce or a Portent or whatever those bad spells that people like to play in the other 1-drop slot. In the sideboard, I think the best creature pivot is Shieldred. Shieldred is super strong. I could even see playing 3 Shieldred. I have a split of 1 cut down, 1 snuff out as anti-creature cards. I'm playing no Force of Negation in the main, and that's because it doesn't really contribute to us winning the game, and I think we have enough counterspells where we shouldn't be afraid of losing the game. So, no Force of Negation in the main. And then I'm going to try out a Cavern of Souls. I know historically Vintage Doomsday doesn't play Cavern of Souls, and I'm not going to play it in the main. But I think the number of counterspells is kind of at an all-time high. And I'm not exactly sure if this will end up being any good, but maybe even in the matchups where we bring in Shieldred, it could be pretty reasonable. This doesn't share creature types, does it? Phyrexian Praetor, I assume, and Merfolk Wizard, so probably not. But either way, we're going to try that out today. So, yeah, like I always say, I'm no Doomsday expert. I'm going to be doing some amount of learning as we go, but hopefully with this high skill floor, high skill ceiling deck, we might be able to focus, play slow, and put together some wins today. That would be nice. All right, let's do it. If you'd like to see your deck played on this channel, check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. Let's battle. Okay, here we are, round 1 against Unlucky Monkey, very powerful Jeskai Wizard. We do know that their Jeskai deck typically does not play 1-mana counterspells in the main, so we do have some amount of really strong agency for game 1, though. Let's go look at their last posted list just to make sure. Yeah, so right now they're on 4 Swords to Plowshares, 6 Forces, and no Pyros or Flusters in the main. So keep this hand for sure. It's like less of a Jeskai control deck and more of like a Jeskai tap out deck, Jeskai tempo-y deck. Ragavan. I don't know if I want to try to learn how to play around Ragavan, to be honest with you. Maybe it's maybe it's just fine. Let's cycle a Street Wraith. Well, if I draw Doomsday, I want to have this cycle Street Wraith because I think I'll have enough mana to win the game. Yeah, so I think I want to keep the Street Wraith because if I draw Doomsday, I can go Lotus, Doomsday, Street Wraith into Ancestral, Ancestral, Lotus, Oracle. Okay, so we'll just let this Ragavan resolve. And I'll have Daze back up. I drew Fluster. So I think the answer here is just gonna be... Oh, I think I'll cycle Street Wraith now. I guess that's worse than just drawing a bunch of cards off of Necro, right? So I think the answer is just Black Lotus Necro. I will have to try to figure out... Necro is an extremely hard card to use. We'll have to figure out how that goes for us. Maybe this is just like wasting my Street Wraith, but maybe the Street Wraith will be useful for our Doomsday pile. I'm not really sure. This is a lot worse than playing Doomsday. Obviously, Doomsday would be an instant win the game here. I would be able to even like Daze. I'd have Daze Force Protection for a turn 1 kill if Necropotence was Doomsday. That's kind of how this works. You know, you can only play 4 Doomsday, and Necropotence is definitely much worse than Doomsday. All right. I don't know how many cards I'm drawing here. I believe the answer is at least going up to 10 cards in hand. We just need a Doomsday, really? Is like the only card we need. But I don't know how much, like, they have a Ragavan and they have, you know, pressure, so I gotta be careful. Maybe this is too low. I could see this being too low. Oh, I guess if we just draw no mana, no Doomsday. All right, there's a Doomsday. I'm still in my end step. I wonder if it makes sense to cycle a Street Wraith. No, so I have a win next turn, right? With Jet, Dark Ritual, Doomsday. So I think we just get rid of... Yeah, I don't think we need 2 to win the game, right? We just get rid of some amount of counter magic. One Fluster, one Force. Or... one Street Wraith, one Fluster, one Force. That looks pretty good. And then we'll just go for the win next turn. I'm not going to crack our land or anything because we don't want to expose ourselves to Wasteland. So they hit one of my Oracles. Shouldn't matter very much because we're trying to win the game. We do, unfortunately, have to fetch before resolving Doomsday. All right, well, time to find out. I wonder if I just expose myself too hard to double counterspell, but maybe we just put a land in the fetch in the Doomsday pile. I'm gonna try to put a land in the pile somehow. I just don't know if like they wasteland me in response if things are too broken. Like, I don't want to have to pass the turn here. Because they don't play other counter magic, I think we can just force pitching Fluster. Because I think they have Negation as their second spell. If they like played, oh fuck, they have double force. Okay. I feel like I played this so badly. What does Daze really do for us besides keep our land? Can't we just necro a bunch of lands? I didn't really play around double force, to be honest, and maybe I was supposed to. I think I'm gonna Street Wraith. Well, I can't go too deep because of the Ragavan. So I'll know what I draw if I brainstorm. Maybe that's just fine. I also could let them take the days, but then I am not necroing at all, which doesn't really make sense. So if I go to 8 and then I go down to, well, I can't go too far, right? Unless I try to go for a consult kill. Double force definitely makes me regret taking my I got rid of Flusterstorm because I felt like I wanted to keep the blue mana for the ancestral pile and then daze the negation. Well, I just thought I thought the only thing that could really work there was negation, and they were pretty heavily representing negation. But yeah, I mean, it definitely hurts me that I went with. I mean, the problem was if I use my blue mana there instead of dazing, I don't actually have a win, right? Because I don't have any way to draw and cast a spell in the same turn. So if I take 6 damage, or sorry, I take 2 damage and go to 6, how much life do I need? I only need to have 2 life, right? So I can draw 5 cards. I can draw 4 cards. Yeah, I guess I don't really want to do a pass the turn pile versus an active strip mine though. Maybe I'm over evaluating that. I don't know. We have a lot of mana here, so there's some possibilities, but are we dead? Looks like we're dead. Oh, mystical tutor. That doesn't work, so we die. Okay. Yeah, I definitely think I played the game badly, but it's really unfortunate that we had necropotence. Okay. I just was playing around hardcast negation and not double force of will, which maybe was a mistake. So we know that our opponent doesn't play any Lavinias. They will probably bring in like Wasteland, Flusterstorm, Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast. I think all I want to do is bring in Sheoldred's Cavern, maybe. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I definitely didn't have to take the days. I could have tried to build a pass the turn pile if I had gone for a Flusterstorm, right? Hmm. I don't really know how you board with Doomsday. What do you like take out to to put these cards in? I don't even know what you were supposed to. What are you supposed to board out here? Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't like unhappy with the line I took, but I definitely didn't play around Double Force, Street Wraiths. Interesting. Probably a keep. There's the Dark Ritual. All right, well, we have a turn 2 kill here. Necro is really hard to use. I don't really feel like I used my Necro badly. I kind of feel like I just made the wrong call between pitching Force and Fluster, right? Like I needed all of the cards that I had, but maybe I used the Street Wraiths badly. I could see saying I used the Street Wraiths badly. Not 100% sure though. Hope they just tap out for I was gonna say I hope they tap out for a a 3-drop or a 2-drop creature, but they have double on color Moxen. It's oh, all right. Well, I see you, opponent. Are we just playing turn 1 Luris? Is it worth forcing this? I don't really think so. I think I just let it happen and just go for my kill. And I mean, if I do force this, I lose to force. But if I don't force this, they can have They can have pyros and flusters, and they have 6 forces and 4 pyros and flusters. So, well, I mean, not if they're like playing pyros and flusters, right? I wish I had a daze. Okay. I don't know. This feels a little awkward for me, but I guess they could have negations as well. I guess they would hard cast negation off of Lotus. They had Force of Will and Force of Negation. All right, well, I got to build a pass the turn pile here. I have no idea what I'm going to do for this pass the turn pile. Probably something to do with like Ancestral and Cavern. I have to be careful about Ragavan, so I need to put a Street Wraith on the top of my pile. So I'm going to do Oracle, Cavern, and Street Wraith, and Ancestral. So if I Street Wraith and then I Ancestral, but that won't let me do it in the same turn, because I only will have the 2 mana. What if I just put a bunch of Street Wraiths? What if I just do... Oh, I only have 2 Street Wraiths. What if I put Street Wraith, Street Wraith? So then I draw, and then I Cavern Oracle, right? What if I do that? Street Wraith, Cavern, Oracle? Because I'm drawing a card for turn. I shouldn't need 2 Oracles. I only have 2 Wraiths, unfortunately. No, but I have to draw a card, so that goes to 4, so that will go deep enough. Even if they hit a Street Wraith, I would still draw a Street Wraith and then Street Wraith. Pyroblast. We'll just put 2 Oracles in. That's fine. We'll just play 2 Oracles. So this is from the bottom up, right? So Oracle, Oracle, Cavern, Street Wraith. I guess this loses to them and Ancestraling me, but... Oh, well. Yeah, I mean, I've just lost so much. I need to play some Doomsday. This has not been very easy, though. Things have gone badly. Okay, sure. This shouldn't be 2 turns, all right? This wins on the next turn. Unless he pyros. Oh, wait. I ordered the wrong way. Yeah. Okay, you're right. What did I have to do here differently? Do I have to do a draw 2? What did I do wrong? I just have to go for Ancestral? I mean, if they have the Pyroblast, we're fine, but... Yeah, I guess I just misordered pretty badly. Okay, well, live and learn. It doesn't really matter if you make mistakes playing Doomsday, because you still win. I think I was thinking about Ragavan. Yeah, what I should have done is I should have put the Oracle above the Cavern, right? Or maybe Cavern's just not important at all. I guess that could be true. The weird part about Cavern there is it doesn't really stop Pyroblast anyways, right? So I think the Cavern was just nonsense. Which I guess maybe is a lesson learned that we don't even want to bother with the Cavern. I don't know. We're probably just supposed to put Ancestral, right? That's probably the answer. Our pile should have had Ancestral in it. Because we weren't doing Gush because we had already Gushed and we had 1 land. Well, I was trying to make sure... The one thing I wanted to do was not lose to Ragavan. So I made sure that by putting a Street Wraith on top. And then I was like trying not to lose to Mental Misstep, which I don't think is unreasonable. It feels pretty reasonable for me not to try to, but maybe, I don't know, exposing myself to to beating Mental Misstep means exposing myself to them drawing Ancestral, so maybe it doesn't make any sense. What made me want to play Doomsday? I can't win anymore, so I need to play the broken deck. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. This deck allows me to play horribly and still win. Wraith, Walk, Wraith, but Walk also loses to Flusterstorm, so I don't really like that either. But maybe I can't beat Flusterstorm, so... Well, this one didn't lose to Flusterstorm. It just wasn't good. I've drawn 2 Doomsdays and a Necropotence. That doesn't seem good for me. I guess this is really bad if I get Wastelanded, but I wanted to draw more lands. And this felt like the best way to do it. I have not been really happy with Pio's current place in the metagame. I might still play Pio next weekend because it is my best deck, but Monkey here would be annoying. I just feel like I'm so far behind losing the die roll here. I guess they can cast Dig this turn. It's kind of nuts. I mean, they have no counter magic right now. But they can just cast Dig, I guess. I mean, this is why they're the master. They just kept a no counter hand. I don't even need a Lotus. I can just draw a dark ritual, and that also wins with Oracle or with Ancestral. So I mean, I guess the answer is just keep every Jeskai 7 no matter what cards are in it. Yeah, I mean, I am aware that Unlucky Monkey plays Jeskai a lot differently than everyone else. They put Luris in their hand? Oh, they drew Black Lotus. Wow. So they go Lotus, Luris, Lotus, and they have the mana to dig through time, but they still have no counter magic. So I'm going to cycle a Street Wraith. See if I hit a force. Consult. Why? All right. I feel like if I hit a force, we would just like very easily win this game. So they get to cast Dig through time right now. And if they find force, they could find 2 forces because they have 2 blue cards in hand. I feel like my opponent, like, oh no, this is crazy. I can't believe they did this. I don't know if I could ever convince myself to keep this kind of hand, but maybe on the play it makes sense. Oof. They are a much better magician than me, so, and that's like not sarcastic in any way. I think they're a much better Magic player than me, so maybe I just don't have a good grasp of how this deck works, which is probably true. Well, now Consult for Lotus doesn't work because I don't have the Street Wraith. It wasn't even turn 1 Ragavan, though. They played turn 1 Ponder. If they had played turn 1 Ragavan, I think it makes a little more sense, right? My opponent can crack Lotus and get rid of everything but Lotus and just play Dig through time. I know their whole hand. I don't know why they're not doing that. Doesn't that make the most sense? I don't know if I was supposed to use these Street Wraiths, but like if my opponent is going to look at 7 cards, if they find no forces and there's 6 forces, we have a chance maybe, but if they don't, I think we're just doomed, right? I was really hoping to Street Wraith into a force the Lotus, then they have no forces, I untap, cast Ancestral, and hope to win. But maybe that was silly. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm getting ruined here, that's for sure. The Black Lotus draw was really nice. Oh, they just exiled, interesting. They exiled the Lotus so they could hit a cantrip. That's pretty smart. Powerful magician. So that does mean they can't draw double force. I guess if you cast Dig through time, of course you can't draw double force. Well, the Lotus doesn't do anything anymore. It's not really necessary. The game is pretty much all hinging on my next turn, right? They don't play Lavinia, so they can't hit that, Andreas. I mean, from what I understand, I've talked to them in person of like how they view this deck list, and they don't ever play Lavinia. They have a very specific style of how they play this deck. They took a bobble, which means they might have missed. All right, we're pretty much on hope they missed, and then we still need to hit pretty well here. All right, so I think I just cast Ancestral Prey. I don't really think it gets better for me. Like even if I were to ponder, like I can't get protection because I still need mana, so. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I just don't think Console for Lotus is good. Like, it lets you cast Doomsday, but you don't win off the Doomsday, right? So what is that? What's that doing for you? Yeah, not even Doomsday can save me from the top of my deck. Not much to say. It's fine. It's fine. Like I said, I think I should have played game one very differently, and that would have definitely changed this. Yep, there's the Wasteland. God bless. All right. You got me. It's really impressive, though, for them to win this game with the hand they kept. I guess I have a pretty bad idea of how this deck functions. I just like can't ever imagine keeping a no counter hand against Doomsday, but it worked out. So if we draw Black Lotus, can we win this game? They didn't even attack with Ragavan. Am I missing something? Is there any reason to not attack with Ragavan? Oh, they saw the top of my deck with Bobble. Nice. No. They saw that the top card wasn't a land, so they left it on top. Nice play. Nice play. I guess they get to do that every turn. That's pretty cool. They're playing Lantern Control with Ragavan. Yeah. I mean, this game is just super unfortunate, right? Like, I've had, I preordained for a land and then missed on all my lands. I definitely could have played the game slightly differently, but like I didn't have to duress. I could have gone for Ponder. Oh, now they're just gonna get Fluster. Oh, they got Ancestral. Sure. They're gonna double Ancestral. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, and they know my top card. Okay, cool. I'm done here. This game was unfortunate for sure, but game one was definitely my misplay. I should have just respected a pass the turn pile a little more than I did. And then game two, yeah, I just, it's very interesting the way they played this game out, or the way they kept the hand and played it out. I'll have to go back and look at it a little bit more, because it means they kept a hand with no counter magic and a strip mine, which I guess that should work against, you know, the not top tier Doomsday draws. But all I needed was a Dark Ritual to be in a top tier of Doomsday draws, so it's kind of awkward. Well, we Street Wraithed for, I can't look at it until I close the video, but you think so? I don't know. I just get killed by turn one by Doomsday all the time, so I just assume that they can kill me on turn one all the time. Maybe that's the wrong assumption. It's probably just me being unlucky. All right, here we go. We just had a nice long conversation with Andreas in Twitch chat, and we learned a lot about how we sequenced our last game and the roles that some of our cards play. That'll probably end up being cut out of the YouTube video, but if you're ever interested in what happens in between rounds, you can always go back and look at my Twitch VODs. I don't delete them. They always get archived, and there's probably plenty of information there that is useful. This hand is a bit of a lower power level hand, but it does have a lot of lands on the draw against a player who likes to play wastelands. I think this is a fine keep. I'm typically of the opinion that Doomsday is a deck that would rather not be mulliganing reasonable hands due to its really heavy cantrip base, but that could also be an incorrect assumption as well. When I play against Discovery, they don't seem to mulligan very much, but that might just be, I can only get to play so many matches versus them, so that could also be variance in and of itself. Either way, I think with access to lands and duress, we shouldn't be putting ourselves too much at risk, and we do have powerful plays lined up. All right, my opponent has double Moxen, 3 cards in hand. Is this going to be like an Oko or something, maybe? White? Is it a White Plume Adventure? It's a White Plume Adventure. I don't think I would counter this anyways. So might as well draw first, right? Oh, I guess it doesn't really make sense. Okay, so I drew another land. I think I'm going to cycle this Street Wraith, try to find something. All right, so I found that. So that's pretty straightforward. I think what we'll do is fetch, duress, and then Dark Ritual Doomsday. And we just need to be a 5/5 on the next turn. Seems like that makes the most sense to me. So my opponent has... Okay, so now we need to beat 10 damage. Can we actually do that? Or do we just automatically die? My opponent forges... So I cast Dark Ritual Doomsday. And I go to... This is rounded up, right? So I take 9 damage, and I go to 8. And then my opponent forges onto here. I go to 3 and traps me, and I die. So I can't cast Doomsday here. I need to instead hope I draw a land on the next turn. Or sorry, hope I draw a cantrip on the next turn and go for a Gush Pile, right? If I draw a cantrip on the next turn, it's still fine, right? Because I take 5 and I take 5, I go to 12, I take 5, I go to 8, and then I Dark Ritual. I think it's still fine, right? I just need to draw a cantrip. Am I wrong? They don't have any interaction. They're just playing, turn 1 initiative, turn 2 initiative. All we need to do is draw a cantrip. Damn. Okay, so I have a feeling we could still theoretically win from here. Probably should not have cycled Street Wraith. Didn't I have to cycle Street Wraith? I mean, I didn't know I was drawing... Oh, I did know that I had 3 mana, though. Yeah, maybe I should have just not cycled Street Wraith. You're right. Maybe I shouldn't have cycled Street Wraith. Okay, so I can go land, fetch. I throw it again. Let's throw it again. So bad. So Dark Ritual. This is still fine if I hit Street Wraith, right? Or Gush. I don't know, man. I feel like I got punished for my mistake in just the most brutal ways. Yeah, if I just hold Street Wraith and go for... I didn't even think about the turn 2 kill because I had Petal. I don't know why. I just didn't think about it. Okay. Yeah. My computer is lagging so badly. All right, so I made a huge mistake and got punished for it. I'm gonna bring in Cut Down and Snuff Out. Well, actually, I don't need Cut Down and Snuff Out because my opponent's playing Blue-White Tinker, or Blue-White Initiative, which is like the worst version of Initiative. It doesn't play any of the things that stop you from... It doesn't play Thalia, it doesn't play Archon of Emeria. All it does is play a bunch of Initiative creatures and counter magic, so we can just get away with nothing, probably. Oh, you're right, there are sideboard Archons. That's true. So I think I just bring in Shieldred and Snuff Out and Cut Down, and then we trim on the Daze and the Mystical and the Street Wraith, and I still think you probably want the Flusterstorms. Maybe you trim on one Flusterstorm. I don't know, something like that. Seems fine. Yeah, I think that was an easy win that I threw away. Do be like that. So here I could technically go Vamp for Lotus, Street Wraith, Lotus, Doomsday. I don't actually know if that's good though. It might be better to just pass and end step Vamp and get Lotus, and then go Lotus, Doomsday with Street Wraith, Flusterstorm back up. That doesn't actually win though, right? If I have to use the Flusterstorm, can I still win? I don't think I can still win, right? Oh my god, just all the Moxen into initiative creatures every game. Oh, Archon. Okay. So I gotta go get a... I just get a Snuff Out. I don't know if I want to get a Snuff Out or if I just want to get a Cut Down. The problem is I'm not making my land drops. And if they have a force backup, I might want to wait. What if I just daze this? Vamp Street Wraith daze. That seems bad. No matter what, I can't cast a spell on this turn. What if I just Street Wraith first? No, if I let the Archon resolve, I can't cast another spell. Oh, I don't need to cast another spell. You're right. I should let the Archon resolve first so I couldn't get Mental Misstepped. Okay. We're just gonna die. We're gonna die to an initiative creature here. I just played it badly again. How can I play so badly every round of Magic? I just play horrible. How do I do this every single time? If I had taken Cut Down, I would lose to Mental Misstep, which is unfortunate. Would I have taken Snuff Out? Yeah, I would have taken Snuff Out because I would have just duressed my opponent on my turn. Man, I really can't seem to just play at a reasonable level. This Black Lotus takes too long, right? I shouldn't have taken Ponder because of this obvious thing here as well. Okay, I'm just not thinking about anything I do, and I'm making the worst possible play every turn. How? No, I'm playing. I am like I'm presented like three choices, and two of them are fine, and one loses me the game, and I take the one that loses me the game every single time without fail. Like, I shouldn't be losing to this horrible deck if I just play at a reasonable level. I have such a low opinion of this deck, and I just gave it another free win. Like, every choice we made in this game was wrong. In both games. I need to wet the Archon Resolve, end step Vamp, Vamp for a Snuff Out. On my turn, Duress to make sure that they can't counter my... I guess the Duress would get Misstep, but that eats their Misstep. On their turn, I don't know if I would wait or not because of Flusterstorm. I'd probably wait, take the 2, let them play a White Plume Adventure, snuff out the Archon of Emeria, and then I would win. In game 1, if I just don't cycle my Street Wraith, I immediately win. But I just can't seem to make the correct play at any point. I've decided we will continue battling Magic. Why not? If I'm going to keep playing for data, I might as well keep losing on stream. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain about the hands we've kept today. The hands we've had have been quite strong. Up against Adam Yurchik, I know that they've been trying out that Initiative Tinker list that we just lost to, but it's kind of weird to see them in the O2 bracket. Interesting. I feel like we want to not go for a turn 1 Doomsday and instead go for a turn 2 when they tap out. This feels like a wait and go for a turn 2. Well, we don't have a turn 1. Well, we do have a turn 1 kill and we have a daze, but we don't have the ability to back it up with Flusterstorm. So, like, technically, we could go... my opponent is probably on Initiative Tinker with 4 Flusterstorm, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to go for turn 1 Doomsday. I just don't know if I want to use my Street Wraith. I think I'm just going to play this land and pass and see what they do. Right. They're a 4 Flusterstorm deck, but they also need to tap out for 3 and 4 mana threats, so it's really hard for them. Saga Gaming. I wonder if I should just resolve Ancestral here. Kind of seems nuts. But what are they tapping for? Are they tapping for Time Walk? You could just fluster it. If we like fluster Time Walk, untap with Ritual Doomsday Days backup, it's like pretty hard for my opponent to win. Trying to figure out the value of this Ancestral as a card in my hand versus... I'm going to cast Ancestral. Just feels like a reasonable window. I got Force. Flusterstorm gone. Sweet. The problem here is now Time Walk is like not really dazeable, but... Oh, okay, sure. We're just going to win then. We can just do Gush, I guess. Gush, Lotus, Oracle. So we Street Wraith into Gush, float a blue mana, Gush down to 2 card. Nothing matters, right? Well, Gush is bad with days, right? So maybe we should just do Ancestral. They didn't have a misstep before, so they shouldn't have a misstep now. So there's no reason not to just do Ancestral. So let's just do Ancestral, Black Lotus, Oracle, I don't know, Force or something. I don't know. Don't think it matters very much. My opponent's deck is just so bad. Slasher, how did you scam so many people? It's crazy. Every time I play an O2 bracket, it's always Init Tinker. It's wild. Thanks, not me. I don't think I made mistakes in that game, but I also kept an Ancestral Recall hand, so I don't feel like I did anything worth praise. I think that Slasher, like I'm really serious when I'm trying to tell you is that you need to play some practice matches with the deck before you play it in the showcase. Like I am not memeing. I'm not doing anything. I think the deck is legitimately not good, and I don't want to see you like lose in the showcase and be unhappy. I'm trying my best. All right, whatever works for you, man. Like I think there's must be number problems where the deck just doesn't actually function, and then I think there are core gameplay problems where the deck just doesn't get to do its thing. Do normal Doomsday Let's play 14 land? Yeah, it's a fetch land, right? Can I cut a land? Is that something I can do, or I don't really know what I'm supposed to like. I guess I have bringing in Shield. I shouldn't be cutting any lands. Maybe I just take out both dazes on the draw. I think. Oh, I wanted to bring in Cavern. What if I just bring in Cavern and cut Watery Grave? It's probably fine. The one problem with Snuff Out in comparison to Cut Down is it doesn't kill Lavinia. So maybe I need to actually play 2 Cut Downs instead of a Cut Down and a Snuff Out. I was thinking more about Archons and Thalias, but you think Brainstorm is better than Necro? Not sure. Do I really want double removal? I think so. I think so. Maybe the Brainstorm was better than the Necro because we had the fetch land. I could see that. So my opponent definitely has Flusterstorm. The Necro really punishes them for Flusterstorm, though, doesn't it? If I just go Lotus Necropotence here. I feel like they get super punished for the Flusterstorm as their removal. Maybe that's like making my game plan too slow, but I guess I could also just go for Duress and then Ancestral, but I'm kind of not sure that's good enough. Like Black Lotus Necropotence draws me, like 7 cards. I think that makes the most sense. That's like one of the cool parts about Necropotence is that it doesn't get hit by Flusterstorm. They have Force? Force pitching. Okay. It did cost us like a draw step and 2 cards, so it didn't really come out on top of that. We kind of needed to draw a land so that we could cast. Well, obviously we couldn't draw a land, but it would have been nice to draw a land. It might be nice to draw a land this turn where we can resolve Ancestral through a Fluster. Now we're just going to get double constructed and probably lose. Though I guess I can snuff out one. All right, well, now I can resolve this through a Fluster. So I probably should do that to hit land drops. Obviously, I run into second negation doing this, but I think it's worth it. Also means they don't get a... okay. Yeah, sure. That is a nightmare. Wow. We are going to get destroyed in this game. You wanted me to go Lotus and Ancestral? Seems fine. Guess we still would have died to mental misstep, but no second construct. I guess that means things are bad for me. Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid hand. Okay. No worries. No worries. Let's get a Daze back in our deck. They might just not be playing Init. It's true. If that's possible, we could just take out Snuff Out and keep in the cut down. I mean, there's no identifying cards, right? We didn't see any identifying cards. Is this a keep? I'm not allowed to keep this, right? I have 2 free draws, and I'll look at their hand, and Dark Ritual Doomsday, and Preordain. Someone tell me I shouldn't do this, because I want to do this. I want to do this more than I definitely should. You were told it's a mull? By whomst? Whomst told you this is a mo? Wait, where is Max? Oh, he's probably at the LEC, not LEC. Yeah, actually it's called LEC. The Naples one. I'm not supposed to keep this hand. I'm fairly certain I'm not supposed to keep this hand. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I'll be disciplined. I'll mulligan. I'm glad I mulliganed. Oh my god. Okay, keep. So do we just keep the so bottom the consult, Dark Ritual, Doomsday, Street Wraith into... I can't win the game with this hand, right? What's like the best thing I can Street Wraith into? A Force? And then untap and play Ancestral? Or something like that? I mean, we're definitely supposed to play it on turn 1, right? Maybe we're just supposed to do the Cavern of Souls hand against this deck. That might be really good. If this resolves, we could do like Street Wraiths and Cavern or something, right? This is not a turn 2 with Flusterstorm backup, though. Or are you saying if we make it to turn 2, we have backup? I think we just, yeah, I don't know, I'm going to jam it. Oh, I don't think casting the Doomsday on turn 2 makes sense. We don't have 2 lands. All right, I think if we just make our hand... We have a Street Wraith, right? And we can wait. So if we just make the pile Cavern, Street Wraiths, and Time Walks, isn't it just game? Like, what can they possibly do besides kill us? Like, we could technically put a Force of Will on the top of our library and then go... Like, if we wanted to play Protective, we could put a Force of Will on top of our library. But then we can't do the Cavern of Souls combo. We could also put a Sapphire on top of our library. True. I think we're just passing the turn with a Wraith in hand and making a pile that just gets us to Oracle with Cavern of Souls. That's like the best line that wins the game on the next turn, no matter what. The only way we don't win the game is if our opponent plays turn 1 kill through our mental misstep. The thing is, like, we want to play around Fluster with our next pile, or with our next thing, so... Cavern on top and then just Wraiths into Oracle. It doesn't really matter, right? The opponent can't have Wasteland in their deck. Very likely to not have Wasteland in their deck. Like 99% to not have Wasteland in their deck. I'm just like trying to figure out if I put a Force of Will on top of my deck, I can have Force and Mental Misstep. They're playing Esper Tinker or Blue-White Tinker. Blue-White Tinker initiative. They could have Lavinia, but we can beat Lavinia with our Cavern of Souls pile. I think I'm just going to go with what I said in the beginning. Street Wraiths, Oracles, Cavern. Maybe I'll put a second land in my pile just in case my opponent does have a Strip Mine. The thing with Force on top is it means we can't win on the next turn through a Flusterstorm. I put a Cavern of Souls to test it, and this is the exact situation where Cavern of Souls is at its absolute best. My opponent's best cards are Flusterstorms. Though, I guess if we do this and they have Swords to Plowshares, things are bad. But then I won't have... that doesn't win the next turn, though. If we have Force of Will on top and I Wraith into Cavern, then I don't have enough mana to play... I don't have a Thassa's Oracle. I think Sapphire Recall is bad. I think Sapphire Recall is bad. I don't have an Oracle. I don't know what you're saying, Dan. I'm pretty sure Misstep does beat Plow. True. I'm going to go with my initial assumption, and then if we lose, we can blame it on me, and it's fine. This works. I can misstep. I can do all my Street Wraiths. I think this works. As long as we don't die on turn 1. I guess we could get, like I'm saying, like, the thing we could do is, like, either put a Sapphire on top so we can hold up Flusterstorm, or a Force of Will on top so we can hold up Force of Will Mental Misstep, and that would let us maybe not die to turn 1 Tinker, right? But I don't think I have a single guaranteed kill if I go for a defensive line like that. Like, I do have the ability to Ancestral with Misstep backup, but then if they pass the turn with Fluster, I can't beat Fluster. Well, maybe I can beat Fluster with my own Fluster. Maybe if they have... What if they have double Fluster Force or something like that? Oh, why didn't I misstep that? Sorry, chat. I just was talking to chat and didn't misstep the Soul Ring. I don't know, man. Do I misstep this one and hope they don't have time vaults? Like, so sad. They can easily have it with Fluster back up there. So sad. I'm so sad. I'm sorry. I can't do streaming and talking and playing at the same time apparently anymore. What if they had Hull Breacher? I just lose anyways. Because I fucking misstepped the stupid manifold key. I'm so bad. Why did I do that? I'm so bad. It's fine. They had Flusterstorm. Oh, I'm so bad. I would have lost if I had misstepped the Soul Ring too, right? Oh my god. We have to play another game because I can't play Magic correctly. Ah, shit. All right, let's stop and talk about what went wrong here. No, it's fine, right? Because if I had just countered the Soul Ring, no, they would have still had Ancestral, but they wouldn't have had Flusterstorm back up. But the Flusterstorm wasn't good anyways. I think I still lose, right? I still lose because they just go... They went Saga, Sapphire, Soul Ring. I just counter the Soul Ring, and they're still passing with Ancestral up. Yeah, they have blue mana. What are you talking about? They have blue mana if we counter the Soul Ring. We don't know what card they drew for turn, but... Not enough? What are you talking about? You're wrong! All they need is one blue mana. They don't need to Fluster here. The Fluster doesn't matter. They still kill me with Ancestral. Like, I Street Wraith and they kill me with Ancestral. If we Daze as our last card, we still lose because we don't have enough mana, right? Or no? No, we would still lose. I'm trying to figure out like what I was supposed to do. Like, obviously, if I misstep there, obviously I'm supposed to misstep Soul Ring, but doesn't my line still lose? Oh, I guess I have to wait for the next turn. I have to wait for the next turn. That gives them another turn, but I guess maybe that's fine. Second C should have been Sapphire. Yeah, so I played around Strip Mine instead of Ancestral, which I guess I shouldn't have done. But that wouldn't have mattered either anyways, because I wouldn't have been able to make it to this C. Even if I, like, counter the Ancestral, I still can't make it all the way to the bottom of my library. Right? I make it with one card left. So that doesn't do anything either. I should probably just have played a slower pile. Maybe. What if I had played the Sapphire pile, I would have been able to Fluster Time Walk. And then I would have untapped with Mental Misstep, but then I lose to Force, right? No, but then I don't have a kill. I have to go for Ancestral, and I lose to Force. I don't know, man. There has to be a better pile that doesn't lose to Ancestral, right? I don't know. I'm too bad at Magic. I thought I was so smart with this Cavern of Souls pile to beat all their Flusterstorm, which they had. They had a Flusterstorm. But I lost to Ancestral instead. The answer here isn't the answer obviously just don't misstep key, and then I win? Why did I misstep key? I was just so scared that they had time vault key. Code. Any way that we make that draws to Oracle gets flusterstormed. Any choice we make in regards to drawing to Oracle gets flusterstormed. Did I just do this in the wrong order? No, because if I do your piles, Ajad, then they just ancestral me with it on the stack. Oh, no, you're right. I think I just ordered my pile wrong. But we lose to swords, but that's fine. I don't think you waltz your way into a win 2 turns later. I think that opens, like, two turns later is, like, a really bad thing. So if I had put Cavern and Oracle as my top 2 cards, I draw for turn, I'd go down to 4 cards and I have Cavern. I Wraith down to 3 cards. I go Cavern Oracle in my hand, 2 cards in my deck. No, that doesn't win. That doesn't win, Zajad, because I can't go land, I can't play it, and I can't Street Wraith, so that doesn't work. Well, clearly no one knows the 5 correct cards. That's the problem. All right. I'm done, I think. Are we going to play mono white? I don't know. I just can't play Magic right. How all right, so we were down in the 0-3 bracket, and we were 50-50 to hit the buy, and we did hit the buy. We basically spent like the entirety of the off time with chat discussing how we could have built a better pile, and we didn't really come to a conclusion that there was 100% a better pile, because the pile that we made was really good against Fluster Force, but wasn't very good against Recall, and then the pile that we can make with Sapphire is pretty good, but it's pretty bad against Force, which I don't think we want to make a pile that's kind of bad against Force. Of course, like I said, we were supposed to mental miss up the Soul Ring. I think that's a given. I think the mental miss-upping the Soul Ring makes the most sense with the pile that I made, which would have resulted in a very interesting Sapphire pass the turn. We go for the Oracle kill, and we go for the Street Wraith, they go for the Recall, we fluster the Recall, and we end up having to pass the turn, which maybe is fine, and maybe we would win. So it's possible I still would have won that game if I had for mental miss up the Soul Ring, but it's possible we would lose the game because my opponent gets a Time Walk turn and a Saga and all those kind of things. So lots to think about. Obviously there's some upside here to the putting Sapphire on top, Street Wraithing into Sapphire, and then we have mental miss up and fluster on their turn. We might not even have to mental miss up the Soul Ring because we do have fluster up, and then we would go for Recall on our turn, which of course is like weaker to fluster and weaker to some other things. And chat says Doomsday is hard, I guess. So yeah, we got to buy here in round 4, and I'm gonna just do something else while we wait for the next round to start. Okay, we're gonna do the continuation of the learning. Here in round 5 of the Vintage Challenge, we're up against Fire Truck, noted Bazaar of Baghdad enthusiast. Don't know if it'll be AggroVine or CounterVine. We most recently played them on AggroVine, if I remember correctly. This hand has magic cards, so I'm going to keep it. If they're on AggroVine, it's our best matchup. If they're on CounterVine, it's our worst matchup. So that's an exciting 50-50 here. Results are inconclusive. Our opponent has played 3 cards that are in both decks. Results are, I think I have to force this. If they're on AggroVine, this is a pretty reasonable force. But what do I pitch to force? Maybe I cycle this Street Wraith. I guess I just pitch the Time Walk then, right? This will come back and bite me if my opponent is on CounterVine and I need counter spells, but I also need time because I don't have anything happening right now. I think I'm still casting Preordain first while I don't know what my opponent is on. Because if I get my Ancestral negated, I think I'm unhappy. Or misstepped for that matter. I kind of like the idea of keeping Sapphire. It lets me accelerate a little bit, and I can cast Ancestral on their turn if it turns out that's a free thing to do. And it opens me up to having a lot more leeway. I don't think I want to keep Oracle to try to like go for a consult kill. I don't think that makes sense, but I do think I like Sapphire a little bit here. Obviously, they could Vigor my Sapphire, but I don't know if I care that much about that either. All right, so I'm going to let them draw and do their thing first. They're going to go from 4 to 6 to 3 if they choose to activate. They might just go for like, if they're on AggroVine, they might go like not Gaia's Cradle. They could go Gaia's Cradle or Yavimaya and play a Collector Oof, which will slow down our possible kills, but not a huge deal. They held, which makes me think they're on Squee, which is unfortunate. I still think we're going to Ancestral on their turn then to play around Negation, though, so. Okay, we drew the second Oracle and a Force. So a Consult looks winning. We drew another Underground Sea. I could just play this Oracle as a blocker. I kind of think that's fine. I should play the land out. See if I can bait a Force if they're on CounterVine here. Maybe I'm also supposed to play Pedal Out to represent like Fluster plus counter. I don't know. I think they're definitely on Squee, CounterVine, and I really was hoping they would force this. I guess, yeah, if we don't shuffle and we do hit Oracle, or like we do hit Consult, then we would know that it's on the bottom, but we didn't. So I'm just going to let those cards go and pass. Maybe I'll play... No, I'm not going to play out this pedal. See what they do. This Oracle is a lot better in play because I forced the hollow one, which is interesting. No Bazaar activation. They must be on Squee. There's no way they would be on AggroVine if they didn't activate at all. So they did have a Force of Vigor, which we didn't overexpose ourselves to. They don't have any Squeeze or any Master of Deaths yet, which is nice. And currently we block this whole board. And it's likely they don't have a Cradle to get pumping, so this Oracle is actually putting in great work. Now, do we force this hollow one? That's a harder question. How much time am I really buying by forcing this? Because I don't have any action in my hand. And I'm actually close to hard cast Gush as well. I feel like this one is the one I have to let resolve. All right, so now where are we in life? We drew another Force. All right. I think I'm just passing another turn here. We are going to have to win all at once, it looks like. This does expose me to, I guess, a second Vigor, but again, I'm not super sure that's bad for me. All right, so they're going to go back up to 6, down to 3 again. They did okay, so they are on squee. Here are 2 masters, or 2 squeeze. So we are kind of out of time now. We are definitely out of time now. They shouldn't be able to pump the red ones, but they theoretically could play Cradle and pump the green ones. So I'm going to kill off the green ones here. I think this is a hard cast Gush play, which is kind of fun. All right, another land and a Ponder. And a Demonic Consultation. Okay, so we should fetch and get the Oracle back in our deck and then Ponder. Because we can't go for Doomsday. We just don't have enough black sources after I used my pedal there. So I think it makes sense to land. Oh, if I fetch, do I die? No, I still have block on Hollow One. Land, fetch, Ponder. Looking for Oracle or a tutor. I could go Brainstorm and play Dark Rituals Street Wraith. No, I think it was too far down. I think it was... Oh, you're right. Didn't we set it up so that we could do that? I don't know. Didn't we... That was like the whole point of not fetching all those times. Did we have enough mana? We did have enough mana. Yeah, I threw the game again. Justin. So... I could Brainstorm here and then go Dark Ritual Street Wraith. And then I have a double block on Hollow One. It's probably fine. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I definitely, like, we were talking about how we set it up so we could consult for a bottom Oracle. I guess this gets Mind Break trapped, which is, like, extremely unfortunate, but... Yeah, I don't know why I just, like, stopped thinking about that. All right, we continue. So weird of me. I even said something about it. I said, like, we know it's at the bottom, so we can't do that. Things are bad. I don't know why. And we had Force backup. I guess that play runs into Force Trap, but that's not a huge deal. The game's getting worse. I don't think Chump for Oracle, go for Doomsday is a good line. Maybe it's better than what I chose to do, though. I mean, we can still do that. Oh, no. No, we don't have enough mana anymore. The problem is, like, even though this is stabilizing the board, my opponent's drawing 3 cards a turn, so this is bad. I'm just so sad that I forgot to do the Oracle line that we set up. They kept a Master in hand, so we know they have at least a Force. We know that our top card, our top cards are, our top 2 cards are, so I think we just have to cast Preordain and find bottom and find something good. That's pretty good. Can I afford to cast this on my opponent's turn? Probably. Yeah, I do think we had a win if I had gone for the console Oracle line, but we have to play our game out now with knowing that we don't have that anymore, and we just have to play the best we can from now on out. Let's do this. We could consult for Fluster. That's like a little risky with Oracle left, only one Oracle left in the deck if we really wanted to resolve this. But it is a 4 of that's still left in the deck. Because we currently have no action. Maybe the best play is just to force whatever if they try to force this. Sad, Justin. We know they have a force because they kept a master in hand instead of like discarding master to serum powder instead of serum powder. We know their hand right now is master, horror, and 4 unknowns, one of which is probably a force. The problem is this game just doesn't get any better for us because they are, drawing 3 cards a turn, like I said. So it would have definitely been better to go for the consult line, as it puts pressure on my opponent to have exactly the right cards in their hand. Necro is no good. So I have all the flusters I could ever want. I guess we'll take Fluster Daze. But I'm out of action here. This does make my spell probably resolve, which is nice. We'll have to see if like consulting for a Doomsday makes sense at the end of this turn. Maybe I want them to like keep creatures, So I don't think I want to consult for Doomsday right away. Consulting for Doomsday is a 4 of, and we have 1 Oracle. Of course, we could lose our Oracle. What if we block with our Oracle? So maybe I was supposed to just chump block with the Oracle. Did I mess up in going for the double block? Should I have just chump blocked? Doesn't feel like that's right. All right, I'm going to consult here in response in case they go for a counter spell on it. I can then daze it. Oh, but if I don't daze, then I can't cast Doomsday. Well, consulting for Doomsday doesn't win the game anyways because I don't have a draw spell. So I'm not even sure consulting for Doomsday works here. Shit. We just didn't draw anything off of that stupid... I mean, we did draw some things off the take of time, but I was really hoping for like a draw spell or a Doomsday or something. I feel like I have to put this on the stack and kind of hope my opponent goes for a counter spell. Damn it. I was really I don't think dazing our own consultation is good. I know we could have, but I don't think that's good. So now what do we do? Now what do we do? I can't. I think I have to go for... I'm so screwed. Maybe I did have to daze my own stupid console. All right, I guess I just have to go for Doomsday and then hope we draw a land. Or a ritual. Ah! I exiled my other Oracle, so... Things are bad. My first Doomsday out of 4 Doomsdays. Oh no, I had 2 Doomsdays in the top 6. Can I kill my own Oracle somehow? Shit. No chain. I need them to attack with a hollow one or something. It's so impossible. I think I lost all my street wraiths as well. Yeah, I lost all 3 street wraiths in my consult. This is why it's nonsense. Whenever Sean says play the numbers don't mean anything. I just will auto lose. I lost the last Underground Sea. I lost the Black Lotus. I lost all 3 street wraiths. I lost the last Oracle. I lost all the Doomsdays. I lost everything. It's doomed. All right, so how do I win this game? I do technically have a Watery Grave in my deck. So if somehow the Oracle dies and I can somehow vamp for I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sad because, again, I threw a 1 game. I think we've thrown more games that when we have 1 in but it's been failing with style, so I'm so sad. Well, I was hoping they would go for like a Vengevine or something, but doesn't feel like that's happening. All right, so I have a Jet, and I have a Watery Grave. It's not over. Jet on top. I will play this to the bitter end, and no one can stop me. How is it possible to lose all 3 street wraiths and the Oracle? It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. The problem now is if I actually if the Oracle dies, I die before I can do everything. Because I just lost 2 life for my Vampiric Tutor. Fire Truck is sitting across the table like, why is my opponent still playing? What are they doing? Sheesh. Okay. Oh, the attack all. It's coming in. I have no counterplay. I'm down to 3. Please Fury Mike Thassa's Oracle. What did they just put? The Vampiric on top? That's fine. All right, I'm off it. It's fine. I could have flustered that, obviously, but I just did not. All right, so it's okay. We're going to bring in Shieldred, and we're going to bring in Cavern, and we're going to bring in Tabernacle, and we're going to bring in Leyline, and we're going to bring in... It's going to be great. We're going to take out... what do you take out? I have no idea. Mystical? Street Wraith? Days on the Days seems kind of good. Dig Through Time? How am I taking out enough cards here? Necro? Do I take out Vamp? Nah, Vamp's got to be good with Tabernacle. Spirit came in here like, oh, I wonder what the record is. Sorry, Spirit. It's a doomed day. Unfortunately, the pilot of the stream is not a competent magician. How do I take out 4 more cards from my deck? Preordain? Misstep? Sure, Misstep is pretty bad, I agree. Duress? Duress doesn't seem that bad. Git Probe? I don't know about Git Probe. Git Probe seems fine. I can't take out Ritual because I need it for Shieldred. Perfect. Submit. It's got to be close enough. All right. Do I have a Leyline of the Void? No. I do have a lot of mana, though. I don't know if you want to cut any lands against the Wasteland deck. I think just adding a land is fine. Teach me Vintage. You also came to what would normally be a reasonable place, but I'm really bad at Doomsday. I'm mulligan this hand. Okay, all right, okay. This has some cards in it. I got my 1 Street Wraith. That's how you know things are going well. Let's just bottom an Oracle. Done. They're mulliganing. They're mulliganing. They're mulliganing. Down to 4. This is how you beat Squee. You convince them to mulligan. And then you slam a Leyline of the Void. It's very technical gameplay. Very technical gameplay. Am I just like taking 2 damage so that I can brainstorm at end of turn? I mean, am I casting brainstorm? They just exiled again. They're going down more. They're at 3 cards. Can we even win the game if they mulligan to 3? I'm not sure. Not convinced. They're down to 2. I've used all my luck and in the 1-3 bracket of this this poor Vintage challenge. All right, they've kept a 2-card hand, and I slam a Leyline of the Void. Your move, opponent. Vintage seems pretty easy. Damn, ain't that the truth? I'll take some damage for fun. Here you go. I can daze a hollow one. Bizarre. No activate. They have vigor too. I don't think I'm supposed to cast this brainstorm, right? All right, I'm going to cast the brainstorm. No one can stop me. It's Liddy. All right, so what do I put back? Duress. I can't lose this game? Are you sure? What if I play into Time Walk? Or Mind Break Trap, I should say. Am I supposed to go for... I'm just going to go for Shieldred. But I don't have the mana to play Shieldred. I just go for Ancestral. That's the one. That's the play. I don't think getting Doomsday is correct. What if my opponent plays Wasteland? I think getting Doomsday is wrong there. I could be wrong. What do I know? I'm not a Doomsday player. Oh, the activate is happening. Come on, play some hollow ones, baby. I'm ready. Getting Doomsday is one of the ways we could lose the game. True. Very true. Watch my opponent go like hollow one plus Wasteland. Oh, they got rid of a Wasteland, so they have their own Wasteland. Okay, Are they going to Wasteland? Okay, all right. They think that I'm going for Doomsday, but I'm not. Joke's on you. Ancestral. All right, okay, all right. These are magic cards. We're getting silly with it. They have one card in hand, so okay. Doomsday and Time Walk. Okay, let's just do that. Top. I guess I should have done it in the other order, but it's fine. I still have the days, so nothing really matters. How is Mental Misstep in Vintage? A very good question. It's broken, which is why it's restricted down to one copy. And it is very, very unfun. And it is actually somehow more unfun when you know they only have one copy. Hey, co-provider, I'm going to cast Doomsday in this game. Doomsday. Can I win? All right. So I am going to put Oracle. I don't know, man. Ancestral, Duress, something. Cavern. Are we doing this again? Are we doing the character? Oh, the major misstep? It's not played. Does it matter what I choose to do here? I'll just go for Ancestral. How about that? Why do I need a Lotus if I do this, though? Probe? What does Probe do for us? We have double counter magic. Let's just cast Ancestral Recall and nothing else matters, right? I don't think you want to Gush because we're doing days. Just put a Force. What's the worst that could happen? Done. 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 Doop. Boop. 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 Time Walk. Do you concede? Not conceding yet. It's not over. Are you sure we can't punt it? Because I've managed to punt every single scenario. My opponent let me play it all the way out in case I punted it. That's fair. I just felt so. Could I lose if I probe somehow? I don't know. Maybe. How many rounds? There are 6 rounds in this tournament. A fair question. I'm glad someone has faith in me because it ain't me. Let's just go. Yeah. Ooh, okay. This hand's sweet. Keep. Leyline. They didn't mulligan this time, chat. They kept a 7-card hand. Feels like cheating to me, but what do I know? They have a Vigor? Any Vigors? Looks like a Vigor. Unfortunate. 7-card hand with Vigor? That's got to be cheating. What should we do? Should we go Duress? Nah, it can't be Duress. Yeah, I don't know why I kept in Duress. Well, it's going to be good on the next turn, maybe. I think we're just going to go upkeep Ancestral. Or maybe when they activate Ancestral. I guess that also puts us in the problem of overdrawing, though. Maybe we just Duress? Duress seems bad, though. Maybe we just Ponder. Maybe we Ancestral on their upkeep. It's Ancestral on their upkeep. Should I Ancestral right now? Nah, I don't like that. Squee plus Rootwalla. I think this play is fine. There could be better plays, though. All right, so this is good because we got a squeeze trigger on the stack. Ancestral target ourselves. See what they've got for us. Watch them misdirect this. Are you ready? Are you ready for the misdirection? I'm ready for the misdirection. Oh, did not get misdirection. Did draw double land probe, though. That wasn't what we were looking for. We were looking for, like, Dazed Dark Ritual. That would have been pretty nice. Also can't vamp in my upkeep, but I guess I could technically vamp probe for a Lotus. They've just pitched a Caracas. What does that mean? It means they're not scared, I guess. Hollow one, sure. Wish I could vamp for a Tabernacle. But I didn't want to get wastelanded. Doomsday. Doomsday seems kind of bad here. Am I willing to just figure out what's in their hand? I think so. I hit the Tabernacle. I'm so good at Magic. All right, Ponder. Okay, I think we want to keep these cards. You think they'll trap the Lotus Petal? I actually don't have 2 blue cards. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop the Tabernacle, wipe their board, but they're still going to have double Force, Mindbreak Trap, and 2 Squeeze going back to their hand. But they got rid of the Caracas, so our game plan here is resolve a Shieldred. How do we resolve a Shieldred effectively? I think the answer involves Duress. I think this is fine. I think we keep these cards, and maybe we get rid of the Force of Will. Do we expose the Petal to Mindbreak Trap? That's like a Duress, so kind of. Okay, cool. Got him. All right, so now game is still hard. But we do have Duress and Flusterstorm next turn, and Vamp. And we can fetch away the Force if we want. And all we need to do in this game is resolve a Shieldred, hopefully. But opponent is drawing 3 cards a turn, so there are problems to this plan. I think we have a path, though. I think we have a plan. Duress is kind of good against the whole, this can only be countered by Force of Will. Vamp for Wasteland. Wait, did they just not put... Didn't they have 2 Squeeze? Or they must have kept a Master in hand for their counter magic. I think we want to draw this Flusterstorm. Because I think what we're going to do is we're going to go fetch land. I wish I had a Swamp. Oh, Vamp for Cavern. So smart. I'm never going to have enough mana for that nonsense, though. Maybe I should just do that. Is that better than, like, Duress here? Well, now I'm kind of exposed to Wasteland, though. Damn it. That was such a good play. Why didn't I think of that? End of turn, Vamp for Cavern. Maybe I'm still supposed to do that. And if I get Wastelanded, it's just sad. All right. Maybe, yeah. I should not have fetched here, unfortunately. But that's a good play. I just was like so focused on Duress Fluster. Well, they're just drawing a ton of cards, right? Because we're waiting, but maybe that's fine. That's true. That's true. I just don't know if, like, I think they would waste my C over my Tabernacle because the Tabernacle, like, they're winning a longer game, right? Because they're drawing multiple cards a turn. Maybe this Cavern is going to be lit, though. We're doing it. What do we name? Chat, what do we name? Do we name Phyrexian or do we name Praetor? Or are they gonna go for Noxious? named Praetor. I actually think the Cavern of Souls for the Shieldred is so nice. All right, we have a Shieldred in play. And if they bounce it, we can just play it again. Okay, all right, okay. I've never done this because well, one, I don't play Doomsday. And two, every time I played Doomsday, I've never had a Cavern. All we need to do is keep lands in play and Shieldred going, and I think we're in a decent spot. Woo, this is kind of exciting. I'm happy my Cavern wasn't horrible, and I'm happy it wasn't just baiting me into death every time. Sad I didn't think about Caverning, though. Wasteland. Ooh, they hit the Underground Sea. I don't even think there's any point in duressing. Oh no, Justin! I double clicked it again. I'm trying to figure out a way to. I'm trying to figure out a way to throw the game. I clicked it twice. They should be at like no health, but it's fine. We have double Flusterstorm. I guess all they can do is draw a second Caracas, or second Caracas, or they could Noxious their Caracas, and we have double Flusterstorm. So. Yeah, the Cavern was brutal. My opponent could have countered the Vamp if they knew about the Cavern, and they did know about the Cavern, right? But they didn't know about the Shieldred. It's not a big deal. It's not a huge deal. All right, we got a W. Thank you, Cavern of Souls and Shieldred. God bless. Wait, we might be able to get our money back. If we go 3-3, can we get our money back? Maybe not. 59 players is a lot. Okay, here we go. Sixth and final round of this vintage challenge. There's definitely a chance that if we win, we can save some of Justin's money, which, to be fair, I probably don't deserve any of my money being saved after this performance, but it's fine. I have had so many hands with Ancestral Recall in them. It's actually unreal. I've squandered so many beautiful hands today. I don't think I can keep this one on the play, though. As sad as it is. Mulligan. Oh, I don't know. I know if my opponent is on mono white, I'm not 100% sure this is good. But I don't think you're supposed to mulligan this hand. We do have hard cast Daze as well. Maybe it's fine. Maybe this hand is like bad. Are you really supposed to mulligan this hand though? Not sure. I think I'm actually just gonna bounce this Daze here. Daze your Black Lotus. What? Yo, mono white is busted. Mono white is busted. Why did I even try? Damn, dude. All right. I thought I was doing so well with the Daze and everything. Man. Wow. All right. Should have countered the Jet, I guess. No, the Doomsday. I could have countered the jet for what it's worth, and they would have had nothing. Maybe I should have countered the jet. I'm hoping to hit a land off this. Is this a keep? What? I think this is not a keep. Maybe it is a keep. I really just need land drops. And none of these are actually land drops. I think this is a shuffle. Doomed. It's doomed. It's so doomed. Yeah. I normally counter the fast mana, but the jet is like so low on the totem pole of the fast mana to counter that it's like really hard to counter the jet. But the fluster is dead, so it could just be correct all times. Oh, that's a hand. Do I have enough time here if I draw land next turn? It's got to be pretty close. Oh my god, they drew second cavern, chat. Oh my god, it's broken. I had the Archon covered. I didn't have the Peacekeeper covered, though, so that was kind of doomed. But man, if I had countered Jet, we would have easily won this game, huh? So sad. It's so sad. This is so sad. It's my fault. I should have forced the Jet. All right. Anyways, Shieldred and Cut Down and Snuff Out and all the Flusters go. And I probably just want the Cavern for extra land drop. And the Duress is pretty bad. I guess they can have Mindbreak Trap, but... I'm so stupid. Why did I not just counter the Jet? Am I so bad? I'm so bad. Yeah, I should take out Misstep. I guess we'll play a Negation. Or I guess I could play Steel Sabotage or something. You just don't typically care about creatures in Vintage, so Duress usually gets the job done. It's not Doomsday's fault. It's me, Slasher. I've just been the worst possible pilot. I don't really feel like it was Doomsday's fault. Besides that one crazy pile where we tried to build the turn one past the turn pile, that one felt like Doomsday's fault. To be honest, everything else was like me making minor mistakes that didn't really have anything to do with Doomsday. It was like, well, I mean, I guess you could say like how you use a Street Wraith is kind of has to do with Doomsday. But like, it was just, I don't know. It was a lot of error, like, just like fundamental Magic errors, I would say. Like, I should be forcing that Jet, I think, pretty consistently. And I just didn't. And then there were times where I, like, gave them a Brainstorm instead of a Ponder that was bad. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I definitely should have won this game by just forcing Jet. I mean, my opponent could have drawn mana. Like, my opponent drew pretty badly. They drew all non-mana. But... like, with my hand having no action, I definitely am supposed to force the Jet. It's okay. I'm just not cut out for this. I'm going to play some non-blue deck, Slasher. Maybe aggro. Shieldred has been the best card in my deck. I don't have to build a pile. It's great. Did you see did you see the picture in, I don't know if it's in Value or Bazaar. Go to Bazaar, Slasher. There's a beautiful picture. I don't know if you were here for last game. I don't think you were, but we vamped for a Cavern versus a Squee, and we caverned Praetor, and they lost. We didn't know for sure QQE, but this is mono white is the only deck this player plays, so. So does this hand win if we mystical for Dark Ritual? It doesn't, right? I mean, we're probably keeping this hand. The Cavern Shieldred has been pretty sweet. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm supposed to play this hand. I think the answer is crack Underground Sea, or crack basic island, preordain, try to hit land, and then go... No, that doesn't work. That also has the same problem. Because then if I mystical on my upkeep for Dark Ritual, I still have to do a pass the turn pile. Maybe that's just fine, though. I mean, I think I'm gonna keep this hand. Maybe I'm just supposed to go for Underground Sea, preordain. Like, my opponent could just lead Wasteland, though, right? Maybe I'm just supposed to go fetch land, mystical, ancestral. That could just be better, right? My ancestrals haven't been ideal today, but drawing some lands now would actually be good. Oh, I guess this could all be completely ruined by my opponent having a chalice or chancellor, right? That could also happen. If my opponent has a chancellor, we probably just get our mystical tutor countered at the end step. Or whenever I want to cast force. This seems fine. This seems fine. It's impossible, Slasher. They always have Cavern. Did you not see last game where they went Cavern Human, Cavern Archon, and murdered us? With murder? Our opponent has lost connection to the game, so we get to just be sad here for a while. I feel like we have learned a lot of things from this stream, which makes it a valuable stream. Where, like, yesterday's stream, we lost horribly and we didn't learn things. We just learned, like, don't let the clock beat you. Today, we, like, made really bad choices and learned things. Doomsday has been the worst card in our... Well, maybe not the worst card in our deck. The best card in our deck is Shieldred. Maybe we just should play an all Shieldred deck, Slasher. That's the good card. How many Shieldreds can we reasonably put in a Magic deck? With decent... Stop it. Stop it. Bad. Bad, Slasher. All right, my opponent is back in the game. Will they keep their hand? Will they have a chance for the Annex? Stay tuned for more Justin punts against mono white. I just want to play more mono white now. That's what I want to do. I don't want to play this Doomsday anymore. I've been humbled by Doomsday's sheer big brain, and it's time for me to regress to the aggro player that I am inside. That, or we just sleeve up PO next weekend. You know, one of the two. All right, no Chancellor, 6-card hand. Scalding Tarn, go. Ooh, opponent missed sideboarding. That's good. I wouldn't tell my opponent that I missed sideboarding as much as that is tilting. Caracas, go. All right, I think in the best interests of Mystical for Ancestral. I don't think Mystical for Dark Ritual is good here. Just need a land drop. That is a land drop. And more. All right, this is sweet. They're just gonna go Cavern Thalia, and then we cut it down. Strip Mine. Hardcast Days? Hardcast Days. Land is a win. Your Snuff out. I guess this is just a Doomsday, right? How about letting it resolve? And then I have keep a blue card for force. Yeah, that's probably better. I don't know. Maybe. You might be right. Maybe we're just supposed to cut it down. That is the whole point of cut down. I don't know. I was like really into the idea of dazing at the time. We need cut down for the Archon. True. All right, we're making a Doomsday pile, chat. We're making a Doomsday pile. All right, so we have a Force of Will to beat like a Mindbreak trap or an Archive trap or something, but they said they didn't sideboard, but that could be a long con. That could be totally be a long con. We don't have a draw right now, so I assume our hand has to do with Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, probably not Gush because they have a Strip Mine already. So it's probably just the normal hand of Ancestral, Lotus, Oracle. What are our other two cards? Don't see any reason for a second Oracle. Maybe we should put an additional mana source in the deck. That seems like it could be good. There's kind of no point in a force either. Well, it doesn't. Oh, you think, what if they just go Wasteland? That's a fair point. That's a fair point. So how do we play around that? How do we play around Wasteland? We can force Chalice, so I'm not sure about that. I don't know. So if my opponent goes Wasteland, we just need to make the top card the Black Lotus because we can preordain into the Ancestral. Down to 4 cards, down to 3 cards, Ancestral, and then that's fine. So we can just put an Underground Sea. I think as long as we make the Black Lotus the top card. Oh, unless we have to force. And then in that case, there's a problem. So if they have double Wasteland and something we have to force, then things get more difficult. I don't know, man. Because I want to be able to snuff out, right? We want an Underground Sea. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know, man. Is there any way we can like time walk or anything? The problem is I dazed instead of cutting down. If I had cut down, then I would have force pitching daze, and I would be able to preordain into a Black Lotus. Or sorry, I would be able to put Black Lotus as my first card, preordain into Ancestral. I don't know. I don't care anymore. I'm over it. Well, I'm glad I put an Oracle in this pile. I feel like that was kind of close. Why did I put a Sapphire? I gave up. I gave up, sorry. I think we'll be fine. I think everything will be fine. So I just let this happen and then I snuff it, right? I guess I get Mind Break trapped, but they already told me they didn't sideboard, so. Okay. All our thinking didn't really matter. Classic. All right. That was fun. So now they get to sideboard. Let me go and see what their sideboard is. What is their sideboard? Their sideboard is Null Rod, Containment. They don't have anything in their sideboard. They have a Chalice, and they have a Null Rods. They have no sideboard cards. What are they complaining about? Just Chalice? Do we want to be able to beat Chalice, chat? Like, do we need a Steel Sabotage in our deck? We can just play around Chalice, right? We have negations and forces and stuff. Maybe a Daze on the draw is bad. Maybe Dazes are kind of bad. Should we put a Mind Break trap in? Maybe we just play the Steel Sabotage. It just seems bad. On the draw, it's even worse. Maybe we just put the Mind Break trap in our deck. This is fine. Right? All right, I don't care. I'm over it. Let's do it. All right, game 3 against Mono White on the draw. I've got Force and Trap and Street Wraiths. All right. I think this is fine. Keep. Oh no, they revealed Chancellor. Double Chancellor. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Chrome Mox. Chrome Mox. Okay, we have a plan. We can get our Force Chancellored and then Mind Break trap them. They have one card left after this. Let me cycle some Street Wraiths to try to find other blue cards. I didn't find any other blue cards. So I think I'm just supposed to, they have one card left in hand. I force this and I get it countered by the Chancellor trigger and then I Mind Break trap it and then we just drawing off the top. Maybe I shouldn't have cycled the second Street Wraith and I could have hard cast Street Wraith. I didn't really consider that at the time. I guess we couldn't do that right away anyways. So how much do we get punished if like their next card is good? But I would need to have a removal spell in my hand if I wanted to make this work anyways. But if I had a removal spell, I could just get my Dark Ritual countered and then I could just get my Sapphire countered. But then none of my removal spells are great besides the Snuff Out anyways. All right, I think the plan is Force, get it countered, Mind Break trap it, and then pray. The Mind Break trap was a good call. Demonic Tutor, do we win? Should we just go Dark Ritual is how much mana? So this is 3 mana, 4 mana, Demonic Tutor. We could go Underground Sea, Demonic Tutor, Ancestral. We could go Demonic Tutor or Dark Ritual, Demonic Tutor off of blue. It's 2 blue, 2 black. I think it's just Ancestral, right? Ancestral is like our only play. I feel like Ancestral is our only play here. I guess I could tutor Doomsday and pass. I don't think it's too late for that now, but This looks pretty good for me. I just didn't like the idea of tutoring Doomsday and passing. They should probably concede after this. Unless they have an answer of some kind. I don't think I'm supposed to DT for Doomsday there. It doesn't seem right to me. It's so slow. They can like draw Wastelands or Archons and stuff. I mean, their last sideboard had no archive traps, no Mindbreak traps. So I don't think I'm gonna play into the. I don't think I'm gonna play around those in any way. I can't beat an archive trap at all, right? So there's no point. Oh, you're saying demonic and then grab ancestral? Yeah, that might be better. I can pass the turn. That doesn't beat archive trap. I've already searched. Oh, with blue card force on top? Ooh, sexy line. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. How do we get punished for that? I don't think we can, right? If we do blue card force on top. So if we do force, I don't have fluster in my deck at all. So if I do force of will and force of will on top with a street wraith below it and then an oracle underneath that. And that still beats Archon on the next turn. I think that just beats everything, right? So I gush. Oh, it doesn't beat Archon because of I have to play a land. No, I don't have to play a land because I gush and I still have this. So I think the play is just force, street wraith, oracle. Is there another card that I care about? If I gush right now and my opponent has archive trap as their last card, we lose. So we're trying to play around that and not expose ourselves to something anyways. That's what I'm trying to do. I haven't figured out. Maybe I just put a cut down in case something bad happens. Maybe I'll just put a cavern at the bottom in case something bad happens. I don't know. Let's try that. So this way I can still gush. I think this is fine. So cavern on the bottom, above above oracle, above street wraith, above force, pass. So here I think I should just gush and force. I guess this doesn't matter, right? Or if I have to pay 2 to gush, doesn't matter. Maybe if I have to pay 2 to oracle. I don't think we can lose at this point, so I think I'll just force this. Okay. I like that. I think that was good. I think that might have been the first good play we made all day. Is there any way we can get beat by doing that? Because even if they had drawn like Cavern and had an Archon in their hand and went Cavern Archon, we still have Gush, Cycle, play Oracle. It took 4.5 hours of Magic the Gathering for Justin to make one good play. But we did it. I think it's easy to learn the basics, but then if you're trying to like stress over piles and beat cards and make past the turn piles, the rest of it's hard. So we beat Swords to Plowshares. I guess we don't beat Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, maybe second Oracle at the bottom is better. You're right. We almost got it correct. Oh, I'm so stupid. I couldn't think of something that we needed a second Oracle for. If opponent went Archive Trap in hand, hard cast Solitude. Yeah? What we should have done is put a second Oracle at the bottom, or... Well, we couldn't have put a second Street Wraith because we didn't have enough health to do that. So... I think the only answer is Oracle at the bottom. They should have 0% to have Plow, but they could have Solitude. It's not unreasonable for them to possibly have Solitude. But then they would have to... They had one card in hand? No, that's not possible. That's not possible. Yeah, so if they're... The only way we lose on that one is if the last card in their hand is Archive Trap, and then for turn they draw Solitude. Right? Because they only had one card in hand, and they do have hard cast Solitude in mana. So yeah, so that's how we could lose to that, technically. So that's why we want to put a second Oracle as the 5th card. I didn't consider that, to be fair. And they still would have to have Archive Trap for that to work. But that is true. Oh baby, we're gonna be in the breaker scrum here for our money back. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of the Doomsday content. I am gonna finish that mono white league that we were doing in between rounds. I hope that this was at the very least informative, if not still entertaining, for the amount of losses we did receive today. I do feel like I learned a lot today, and there were some good suggestions from chat. It was nice that Andreas stopped in and did some quick coaching too. That was nice. But yeah, this deck is, like I said, I do think this deck does still have a high skill floor, where if you know the basic combo of Dark Ritual Doomsday with a cantrip into Ancestral/Gush or Lotus Oracle XX, then that is like pretty easy to do. The minute you start doing a pass the turn pile, you need to try to beat a Wasteland or a Ragavan or a Fluster or Ancestral Fluster. Then things get a little challenging, and I think we made a lot of mistakes along the way. That's not to say that I didn't make mistakes on like cantripping. Like even just basic like use of Street Wraith and cantrips seemed like I was a little off in the beginning, and we learned as we went. But I think it was pretty fun. Again, Doomsday is a hard deck to stream with all the things going on in chat. Trying to parse out lines that work and don't work is very hard. And not even in terms of like you making a line, but as a streamer trying to converse with chat in like the way that I normally like to, where I'm like, oh, this is why your line has merit. This was why your line doesn't have merit. This is why your line works, it doesn't. I can't really do that, especially when I don't have like a very strong basis of what my line I want to be. So, but it was fun. More vintage content Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I will see you then.